Hey guys, this is going to be the Bassmaster Open on Cherokee. I'm actually here in the garage. I came back to Southern Illinois to visit some family and stuff after the tournament, doing a little bit of work to some power poles and stuff, and realized that I probably need to start making all the intros and stuff for this video. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about what I was doing in the video and all that, because I feel like there's some explaining and stuff just with the weather and all the decisions that I made during the tournament that I'm gonna have to tell you guys kind of what was going on. But before the tournament, it went from warm, like I think like a week or a week and a half before the tournament was gonna start, to extremely cold, like lows at night at like 28 degrees. And then like the day before the tournament, it warmed up, got really windy. Day one of the tournament got canceled, so we were fishing a full field on Friday and Saturday. So we had a day off, and the day off it was really windy, really warm, warmed up the water some. And then first day of the tournament, actually, this would be Friday now, actually kind of cooled back off a little bit. It got really warm and then was back down. I think the low that night was like in the 40s, and then day two, the low was like in the 30s, I think. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at in practice. You know, obviously it was a pretty hardcore pre-spawn bite, and I'll evaluate a little bit farther on that as these tournament videos come out. But yeah, it was kind of straightforward but a little confusing. But anyway, we'll get to the fish catching and stuff, and I'll kind of explain what was going on. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hey guys, first morning here on the Bassmaster Open on Cherokee. They're starting to launch boats now. It has cooled back off again. It was like t-shirt weather yesterday. Got up this morning, it's like 45 degrees outside or something. Like you guys probably already know, first day was canceled. We're fishing a full field tonight, or today, and then tomorrow. And it's just going to be a 2-day tournament. We're just going to kind of run and gun, see what we can do. Got 22nd the first tournament, so I truthfully need like a top 10 out of this one. So we're going to kind of be swinging for the fences. This is my co-angler. You got like 20 something in the first one?
Oh no, it was last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah,
never mind.
I didn't fish this year.
Well, he's just going to be swinging for the fence too then.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're going to go out here. I think we're going to start out probably chasing some largemouth, and then if that doesn't work out, we're just gonna go off the rails and go after some smallmouth too. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and see how the day goes.
You got him? Fish.
That's one we need.
I like that.
That's one we need. I was just about to turn around and go to another spot. It's a little skinny, actually. All right, so I started up the river, caught one pretty quick, and there's a gap in the video here where normally I don't talk to the camera at all in tournaments. This would have been a situation where I was on another planet trying not to get spun out. I had been catching a lot of fish on, or not catching a lot of fish. I had been getting a lot of bites, shaking off a lot of fish early in practice on a swim bait. The ones that I actually even caught were all good pre-spawners. So kind of throughout all the weird weather and stuff before the tournament, I started flipping a jig in the morning, and then that just didn't seem right. So I picked the swim bait back up again, and I immediately started getting bit on it. And the bad thing is that I literally had, I don't know, I really don't know. I didn't go back even through the footage. I don't think I could watch it again, but I had a ton of fish like pulling off, and I mean, they weren't small. And I think before I finally put one in the boat with it, I had at least 5 or 6 pull off in some really good areas, and just, I don't know what was happening, but it was one of those things. I've never had that many fish. I've never lost really a lot of fish or anything on this swim bait. It's like an owner. I don't really know the exact name of it, but it's an owner swim bait hook. It's with the little underspin on it, and I was fishing around the rocks and stuff, so I had a kind of weedless setup on it. But I kept hitting these fish, and they would make a run and just pull right off. And I'd pull these swim baits out, and I'll get one probably for later in this video out of my boat. But just, I mean, they were absolutely chewed up. I mean, teeth marks all over them, up, to the nose past the hook, and I could not figure out why I could not get a good hook in these fish. And then all of a sudden, like you're about to see, I'll catch 2 on it, and then I'll kind of fill you in after that. But there's a couple hours in there where I was really just trying to figure out what was going wrong, because I needed some big bites, and I lost like 6 or 7 fish in a row. So anyway, we'll get on with what's going on here. Close actually, but I guess with the tail out or whatever. What they said now.
Is he on or no?
No, looks like he's gonna be short. That's what I wanted. I needed to. Very.
Got him? Want help?
I had a rough start. Get back at it again. All right, so after those couple fish that I caught, there's another gap where I go on just a streak of losing fish again, and it was one of those things. I have such a, I guess, a short but good history with this swim bait and everything, that I can't, like, every time I I can't imagine that I'm going to lose any more. You know, I've already checked. There's nothing wrong with the hook, nothing that I can tell that's going on. And I'm getting bit on it so much that I couldn't put it down. Like I kind of was sampling crankbaits, spinner baits and stuff, and I was not getting bit the amount on those that I was on this swim bait. So pretty much it was one of those things. I was like, by just the rule of chance that I'm gonna land some of these fish, I just need them to be some good ones. So I keep throwing this thing around, running around the lake, and we'll kind of go on from there. I'm just chucking the spinner or the swim bait around all day at this point because I can't get the bites on much else, and I'm losing fish on it. But I'm hoping that I'll at least land enough to do something in this tournament.
Check the smallmouth.
Do what?
What you said, the bridge?
Yeah, that bridge we went under. That's really probably the area that starts like a really good river largemouth area. Like that area is pretty well.
Go. Oh.
Oh, we got another largemouth. That's not the size that I wanted, but I'll take it. Maybe we'll stay in the river. I called him out. Not in this tournament, but it's either a release fish or something. Yeah.
That's your last keeper, right?
No, it's 4. I think it might be 4. Yeah, please 15. I don't think
He's close.
that might help me a whole lot. But
You hit that right in front of your trolling motor.
do what?
You hit that right in front of your trolling motor.
Yeah, no. It was like right up the boat. I guess that's how close they gotta be for me to catch it.
Yeah, he's 15. Oh. Squeeze his tail. I'm calling 15.
Yeah, he's 15. I don't even have to push his tail together.
You're allowed to. You can compress tail to get it.
It said in the rules this time with tail fanned out, which is
Really?
weird.
But I didn't have to pinch his tail.
211.
211.
211. Paid it.
Yep. Thank you, Meg. Appreciate you.
Thanks, sir.
All right, so that was pretty much kind of the gist of the day. I said I was going to show you these swim baits and stuff here too, the setup I was throwing, and you know what was happening to these swim baits. I ended up with just under, I think I was like 10-13 after day one. So there was some people saying that the weights were going to be down. I totally expected that they were going to be up a little bit. They absolutely killed them on day one. I thought that I needed a couple big bites to stay in, and that is 100% true. With 10 pounds after day one, I really needed like 20 on day two to even get a check. Yeah, the weights were really good. So, but this is what I was throwing, is the Scottsboro tackle swim bait. And that's kind of the look I was getting on these swim baits before I'd even land one on them. I mean, just they were getting killed, and I think I landed a total of 4 or 5 fish on these 3 swim baits, and I was kind of switching them just because they were getting so tore up. I mean, like this one, they were getting absolutely shredded, and I was just losing everything that bit them. So really the story of day one is that I had bites, and I was in areas that I knew there were big fish, and I lost every single one that could have helped me, I think. But and they weren't even like those awesome, not awesome, but awesome big fish flopping around by the boat losses. I'd have them on just long enough to know what I was losing, and then they'd just pull off. So that was kind of the gist of that day. So going out on day two, pretty much I had the plan that I was going to need to swing for the fence, because I needed to be at least in the top 20, and I didn't even know if that weight was possible on Cherokee, but that was what I was going for. So anyway, stay tuned. Day two will come out, and you'll get to see what I did there.